Hey y'all, it is officially 2025. First of all, can we just give it a moment that I'm actually making a video? I don't know how many times in 2024 I said I was going to come back to YouTube. I was going to come back. I was going to come back. But it don't matter. 2024 is officially behind us. 2025 is in front of us. And one of my main goals is to help get you out of debt. I want you to become that girl financially. And the best way that I know how to do that is by walking you through my own personal finances. So, what better way to kick off 2025 than to go through my finances for the month of January with the hopes that it motivates you to get your finances in order and it could kind of help you see that you are not the only person on this journey by yourself. Before I get too deep into my budget, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss a video from your girl. And I don't want to waste my time. So if you don't like, comment, and subscribe, just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Like many people, I have a bunch of goals for 2025. But for the month of January, I really have some big goals I plan on focusing on. So I'm just only going to touch on the goals that I plan on achieving financially, of course, for the month of January. My first goal is to pay down all of my small credit cards. These are credit cards with balances of $200, $300, $400, you know, the stuff that you could pay off in like one paycheck. I really want to get these paid back down. I did have these paid down back in December, but I do use my credit cards. So getting these credit cards paid down and really deciding what credit cards I'm going to use for what is one of the main things that I want to do. Because if I'm being completely honest, I don't need to use all of my credit cards that I'm using. I really just use them because I don't want them to be shut off. But as long as I use them once every 6 months, I should be good. So I really want to create a bona fide plan to help make sure that I'm using the credit cards that I actually like and that actually benefit me instead of carrying a bunch of little balances on all of them at one time. The second goal that I have is putting $300 in my Roth IRA. I know I haven't given you guys a life update yet, but I'm officially a full-time student. And with that, because I got a full ride scholarship to my school, I do get a large refund check, and that's how I plan on being able to contribute to my Roth IRA with my refund check. My minimum goal is to at least put down $300, but I definitely think I'm going to get that done. Also in January, one of my goals is to put at least $1,000 in my kids' savings account for 2025. So in order to achieve that, I need to put at least $200 or so in their investment account a month. So I need to make sure that I put $200 in their investment account this month. Another goal that I have is building my personal emergency savings, I think to $2,500. So I'm just going to make sure I put $100 to the side for that. My goals that I have as far as spending categories that I want to make sure we don't go too big over is monitoring how much we spend on groceries. I feel like because I know I do such a good job with making sure we don't spend a lot of money on groceries, we've been spending a lot of money on groceries, mainly because I like to cook. I am a food snob. I will spend a lot of money on quality ingredients because I do love food, and there's nothing wrong with that. But with me being a full-time college student right now, balancing school, I'm buying quality ingredients and they're sitting in the house because I'm not cooking them, because I'm really cooking things that I can hurry up and make so that I could get to studying and get the kids on with their day. So it just doesn't make sense right now to be cooking the high-end meals that I normally cook. So I really want to monitor our grocery budget. So for the month of January, I made it $500. I don't think we're even going to spend that, but I really want to pay attention to that. So I am going to try to do a really good job of tracking our grocery budget as well as how much we spend with eating out. Like I said, I am a full-time college student, so because of that, time is not really on my side right now, and I tend to eat out a lot more than I did in the past when I was working, which is crazy, right? And I really want to cut that out because I don't want my kids getting too used to us eating out. And then two, no offense to Tuscaloosa, but the food here, it's not that good. It's just not that good for us to be eating out all the time. So I definitely want to try to fix that. Gas budget. Now, with us living in a college town, everything is so close. So I really haven't been paying attention to how much we spend on gas. Not only that, Sean officially has his own car now. For a long time, we were a one-car household for like the last 2 to 3 years. So I've been budgeting at least $150 to spend on gas. So I'm hoping that January is the last month that our gas budget is $150 since he has his own car. I have my own car. So I budgeted to spend $150, but that's definitely another category I want to really pay attention to and see how much I spend on gas now that it's literally just me and my driving. I would be surprised if I spend $150, especially everything is within 1 to 10 miles. The only time we spend a lot of money on gas is if we have to drive into the city, and that is not often that we have to do that unless we have like a VA appointment or something. And like I said, it's not often that we have to do that. So I really think it'll probably be more so around like $60, but we'll see. I'm definitely excited to see that bill go down because ooh, child. Every month I like to have two main categories that I'm really focusing on cutting back in, and I kind of mentioned it before that my two main categories for this month is going to be my grocery and my gas, and I already kind of talk about that, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse and keep you out here longer than you need to be. But that is something you can definitely implement in your budget because by the time you get through the first 6 months of the year, you already kind of have a solid financial plan for yourself. That way the last 6 months of the year is a little bit easier to maneuver your finances, especially when you look at the last 6 months. There are so many things that are built into the calendar to make you spend money. It doesn't even make sense. You have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's like they want to make sure you stimulate the economy. And if you already have your plan made up, you already have your budget made up, you already have your finances set up to help make sure you don't blow your money, can't nobody sway you because you already know what you're doing. So that's definitely why I do that. So every month when it comes to my budget, I make sure I have like two categories that I'm really going to focus on until I go through every category in my budget. And then by the time I get to the end of my categories, I kind of know like, hey, I don't want to say I've cut back in all of the areas that I have, but I've cut back. Like I'm spending what I need to spend in each area. That way it leaves me more room to put money into savings and put money towards debt. Let's talk about sinking fund. So, sinking fund, think of your sinking fund as different buckets that you have of expenses that you know that are going to come up. So, you're just going to start putting money in these buckets ahead of time so that they're not big financial burdens when their time comes. So for my sinking funds, I have back to school because I got children, child. And back to school, I feel like it gets more and more expensive. Right now, I only have one child in school, but one thing that I never took into consideration, my 2-year-old is growing. So even though he's not going to school, he doesn't need school supplies, he still needs clothes around that time. So I need to budget to buy him a whole new wardrobe around that time, especially because little boys, I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. He just grows out of nowhere. Like I can buy him something today and it doesn't fit him tomorrow. And it's like, Jesus, this is not the angel you sent down for me. Like when you sent him now, you could at least sent him with a job or something. My God, I love my baby, but man, he is growing like weeds. So I make sure I account for the fact that I have to buy him a new wardrobe as well as my daughter, who, God bless her heart, she grow like a damn tulip. She just take her time, just growing, fitting into stuff. It's just crazy. So I make sure I account for that in my budget. So for my back to school budget, I decided that I'm gonna try to save $1,000 in that. For Christmas, I have 1,500. Now my Christmas budget includes decorations as well because I love to decorate my house. I didn't go too crazy this year because I had finals and I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do. But now that I know, if I already have the money to the side when Christmas time comes, I can like get my pajamas, I could get my decoration, I can start on my theme a lot earlier than everybody else so that I can already have everything shipped to my house and I don't have to worry about shipping delays like everybody else had to, because Amazon and all of them people were striking and stuff and people was mad because their kids couldn't get their present. I could not relate because my kids got their presents. All of my kids' presents I was done Christmas shopping by Cyber Monday. I was done. And I didn't get them anything extra. And I also didn't do stocking stuffers because I was like, I ain't stocking no stuff in, stocking no stuff in. I'm not putting nothing in no socks, but I definitely want to do that next year. But I did buy they stocks, so I ain't got to do that next year because we going to reuse, reduce, recycle, whatever the hell it is. Crazy that they drill they drill that in our heads as children, and now my daughter don't even know what the hell that is. That's crazy, ain't it? Okay. And then next is my birthday saving bucket. So for my boyfriend, I got $500 for his birthday. I'm probably not gonna spend that much. For UJ, I have $700. For Caleb, I have $300. For my kids, whatever age they're turning, it's that age and 100. So for my daughter, she's turning 7. So $700 is the max. That doesn't mean that's what I'm gonna spend. That just mean that's the max I'm willing to spend for her birthday. Whatever it is that we do. And granted, it's just because I'm in a situation where I'm even capable to even start saving. If I was in a financial situation where I had a lot of debt, she would be $100. Okay. When we moved here for, was it my daughter's birthday? When we moved here for her birthday, we literally had cake, ice cream, and had a pool party in my apartment. So please don't listen to these numbers and think like, oh my gosh, like she's living this fabulous lifestyle, baby. I do what I can when I can. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. And I don't feel bad and I don't lose sleep because I put a roof over your head. I put clothes on your back. I provide you emotional stability and emotional care. And that's more than my mama ever gave me. Okay? All right now. So UJ birthday bucket is 700. Caleb birthday bucket is 300. For summer vacation, I wrote on here 300. I'm pretty sure it's 3,000 and I'm going to tell you why. I really want to take a solo trip to Jamaica. I've never been out the country outside of where the Navy has taken me. So I'm pretty sure I meant 3,000. So that includes me going on my solo trip as well as I want to start doing yearly summer trips with my kids. And that'll be domestic child. I ain't taking my kids out the country because I'm just scared somebody gonna try to do something to us and then like I commit a crime and then they take my kids and then so we're gonna do domestic trips until my son is a little bit older, you know. When he a little bit older, we'll start doing international trips together. But I'm pretty sure I meant 3,000. I don't know why I put 300, but yes, that's gonna be that bucket. And then house, I do at some point want to buy a house. I put $20,000. Now, that's a big sinking fund. My goal, my end date for that one is 2027. But I did put that on here because sometimes when we get extra money, the first thing we think about doing is like blowing it. But if I have the sinking fund on here, it'll kind of make me be like, okay, let me at least put the extra money that I got. Let me at least put a little bit in there, you know, let me get a little head start or whatever. I'll put a little something in there. I'm being intentional with the fact that I do know I want to put money. Now, do I think I need $20,000 to buy a house? No. But I do know that you do got to bring something to the table. I also know who our president is about to be. I know that by the time I want to buy a house, unfortunately, either he going to be the president or his vice president is going to be the president. I know it's not going to be easy to buy a house. And I know I need to bring something to the table when it's time for me to buy my house. And when it's time for me to buy my house, you know, I need the people to know that I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want me to do all of this. I got 20K. What you want to do? That's how I'm trying to come to the table. In short, that's why we got that sinking fund on there because we need to make sure we're bringing something to the table. Okay. All right. The debt payment method I like to use when it comes to paying off debt is the debt snowball method. I love this method because it just plays on the psychology of how you think, right? If you see yourself paying off a little cards, it just helps motivate you faster versus working on the cards with the biggest debt. It'll take you a lot longer to pay off that debt, and because it's going to take you a lot longer to pay off that debt, you'll lose focus. You'll lose, you know, not your self-esteem, but you just lose focus. You'll lose your steam along the way. So that's why I like the debt snowball method. Now, if that's not the method you like, that's okay. You don't have to do what I do. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Do what you do. You ain't got to get in my comments talking about some, don't do that. Me and you, who's been out of debt 3 times? I have. So clearly I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. As far as savings, I want to have $2,500 in my emergency savings. That's a big thing. Now, for you, when you're working on your emergency savings, start with the goal of trying to save at least $1,000. And if you want to increase it, that's fine. Now, your emergency savings, that's where I expect you. That's the savings I want you to have attached to your checking account. But any other savings that you have, go ahead, open you up a high yield savings account and have your savings in there. Now, when your other savings, think of the number that you need to be saved. You do not need 100K in savings. Be effing for real, okay? Think of the number that you need to be savings. This is when people are like, you need to have 3 to 6 months in your household expenses. Think of that number, whatever that number is. That's the number that you want to have in your high yield savings account saved up. And then, other than that, you need to be worried about investing, because the way things are going, ain't gonna be no Social Security. And I'm a vet, so I'm gonna be good when I'm old. Are you gonna be good when you old? Exactly. So we need to make sure we are investing in our future. And I know investing is intimidating. As someone who is 30 years old, just now starting to invest, I know it's intimidating. I know it's boring. If I'm being completely honest, it's boring. It's not fun, and it's scary. But boring is good when it comes to investing, because it means you found a method that works for you, and you just need to stick with it. You don't have to do a whole bunch of it. Investing is honestly really passive. Once you find a system and a way that works for you, there's really not a lot of stuff that you can do. At least all the books that I've read so far, that's what they keep saying. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still working. It has not been passive. But when it becomes passive and I learn, I'm going to share. So that's why you need to make sure you stay locked in with your girl, okay? Okay, we're going to get through this too with each other. All right, y'all. So that is pretty much it. I will do one of these at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month, so we can track our progress, see where we're at. While I'm doing this, you should be doing your budget too. You should be working on your stuff. Okay? Have me playing in the background. Grab you some wine, grab you some tea, whatever it is you do to make yourself feel good. Budgeting can be fun. And if you do what you're supposed to do with your finances, it really can be life changing. I know with everything going on in the world right now, all of the changes people are implementing in our government, those things unfortunately are out of our hands. There is nothing that we can do with it. But what we can control is what we do with our money, how much we shop, the things that we buy, and things of that sort. So we can control that. I don't want us to worry about politicians, with the policies they're making. There's literally nothing we can do about it. I'm not even talking to y'all at this point. I'm talking to myself, because I be ready to burst a blood vessel in my brain. How mad I be getting when I be reading these policies. I For some reason I decided to read Project 2025. Lord help my soul. I don't know why I did that. I ended up having to be medicated. You know what? This video getting too long. I'm gonna end it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hang out with your girl. We're over here. If we don't do anything else, we gonna make finances fun. Okay? All right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.